What meal from your childhood did you hate the most? Dry underseasoned chicken breast. When my parents would make liver and onions, the smell alone was enough to make me hurl. My mom used to make a meal that my dad supposedly loved. It was bean soup, and it's exactly what you think it is. It's a bunch of cooked beans with minimal seasoning in water or broth, and it was the meal equivalent of jury duty. Boiled vegetables, it was horrific. My mom used to make this pasta with a thick flour and cream-based sauce. I always felt so sick afterwards. I found out in my mid-20s that I'm celiac and lactose intolerant. My father once forced me to eat a container of butter. BC it came from a healthy farm, or SM like that. I sobbed my way through the whole thing. Pork chops. Always dry and leathery, and I've never been a fan of many kinds of meat. Meatloaf. My mom made the worst meatloaf. Then I tried making it myself after I was on my own and had a much better recipe. Now it's amazing. Those little individual pot pies. They took forever in the oven and the filling stayed lava hot forever, always burned my mouth. The meat was pieces of gristle, the bottom was always soggy, and the gravy had a super weird texture and no taste. My mother's goulash was overboiled macaroni, ground beef, and plain unseasoned watery tomato sauce. My mom would make something she called teriyaki chicken. It was completely burnt and dry boneless skinless chicken breast, no seasoning, not even salt, and a small ramekin of soy sauce on the side. Don't forget the Flintstones vitamins. My mom used to make SOS shit on a shingle all the time, and it was salty as hell and gross. Creamed eggs on toast was not great. It meant we were low on money. Hard-boiled eggs mashed up, flour and milk stirred all up, poured over the top of toast. My mom's shake and bake pork chops. Only the cheapest, most grisly cut, baked until it was devoid of any moisture. My jaw hurts just thinking about trying to chew it. It wasn't until my 30s that I ordered a pork chop at a restaurant and discovered pork chops can be juicy and delicious. Then I was reborn. Fried salmon patties and ketchup leg. My mom used canned salmon, added nothing, made a patty, dredged it in unseasoned cornmeal and pan-fried it. Now I make salmon patties using In a Garden's recipe for crab cakes, except I sub the crab for salmon. I'm allergic to crab. And OMG they're delicious. One time I told my mom I wanted some rice pudding. She grabbed some for me at the store. I looked at it and realized I meant bread pudding. Anyway, decades late my mom still thinks I love rice pudding and gets it for me. Not a big fan of the stuff. I wouldn't and still want touch seafood, but it was never really forced upon me. I've gotta go with meatloaf. I think it was the ketchup glaze that ruined it. Liver. Spaghetti with sauce from a tin can, no meat, no cheese. I also can't eat ramen noodles anymore lol.